What is up? Shop Talk. The Shop Talk podcast. And once again, we are live from the Workbench. This is episode 47 from March 13th, 2019. I'm getting to some changes here. Different things. Phone keeps having me log in. We are, as of March 7th, I believe, at a 1-year mark. And much like one of my favorite podcasts to listen to, I know that this stuff doesn't... There's only so many available episodes on the Apple Podcast app. So I am going to, much like my favorite podcast to listen to, I will be adding older episodes from last year. And you'll see there's many different formats different. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't have that great quality of microphone, mixer, stuff like that. How I do it is completely, I don't want to say it's completely different, but it's me still fucking rambling, but it is what it is. And, I had the name change to the YouTube channel, and I'll get a little further into that. I'm back on the grid, if anybody must know. It was many years, like 5 years, but now I have this new smartphone. I've had one before. Always had Apple iPod touches, so I was still basically on the grid. But I mean, almost every place has Wi-Fi, but there's just a lot of different things going on. So let's see here. And you'll notice that, we're not at 52 for the episodes. Well, I've had a lot of stuff going on. Not making excuses or anything. I basically just need to do a podcast every week. Haven't had nothing to talk about. Up until now, really. I've been wanting to do this. I know it's been a while. Get back to my format of the show and everything. But wife went into the hospital. Nothing crazy or anything, but this motherfucking phone has me keep logging back in. I do like it, though, because I can just talk right into it and it put some notes down for me. But yeah, and then work, climbing up that corporate ladder. Just recently I got all my guitars back. Yeah, that's right, people. It's a little out of tune. But yeah. So things are going real good. Things are going real well for me. And I appreciate you guys sticking around, listening to me over this past year. I really do appreciate it. When all those heavy hitting sponsors kick in, maybe I can quit my job and just do podcasts and as well as cooking videos and whatnot. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But yeah. So again, at the end, you'll hear the very first podcast, and you'll be able to tell I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And since we're already into another week of it, I have a second one. So there'll be a couple that will play. And I appreciate it if you listen to them. Feel free to critique it, because, again, I had no clue what I was doing. Other than the people that I listened to, I listened to quite a few podcasts, so that's all I had really to go off of. Did you see the Marquise Chris Serge Ibaka fight? And I think, I'm a Cleveland Cavalier fan. I think they suspended Chris, which they really shouldn't have. He's in the wrong place at the right time, if you know what I mean. Johnny Guitar Watson. But, yeah, I mean, if you've seen it, and he starts getting choked from behind. He didn't even know it was coming, you know, and what are you supposed to do? He was just defending himself. Totally give it to him. And I didn't mention, I should mention this, it's only this fucking phone, it's 3:16 a.m. Eastern Time in the States right now. If that proves my dedication to you guys. And then you also have all these fucking people, and they should put them, you know, I haven't seen the videos because I don't want to watch it, but a mild form of child abuse, you know, throwing cheese in your baby's face. Yeah, I mean, are we that starved for attention? Starved, I should say, for attention? And the answer is yes. I mean, social media, geez, fuck. There's some people that just have careers off of social media nowadays, and it boggles my mind. No true talent. How long is that going to last? How long is the app going to last? Is it going to be another MySpace? You know, Facebook is obviously still flourishing, but I mean, what's going to be the new Instagram? You know, so I mean, that's just my take on it. Oh, if this fucking thing would quit resetting. Let's see here. We'll go with this. It's been so long. Nothing? Jesus. So how ill prepared I am. Let's see.
It's not sudden. Preparation. As far as the actual job's concerned, it's a piece of piss. A monkey could do it. That's what I thought of you.
That's another thing. I may have said it before, but I ordered that movie, Sexy Beast, 2 freaking times. 2 times. Both times delivered to the wrong address. Never received it. Yeah. Both times on Blu-ray, I believe. So I gave up. Yeah, I want to see it. I've seen it already, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm just watching the Lakers game, the highlights from it. Oh, LeBron James has alienated himself from everybody on that team, and this is another guy too. Whoever gets Ja Morant, wow. I mean, he's going to be great for the league. Can't wait till this new NBA draft comes up. I actually think a guy like Morant is more important, will be more important to anybody, any team, than like a Zion Williamson. Even before Zion's injury, you know, I'm not questioning whether that's going to, it's going to hurt his draft stock a little bit, but I mean, who gives a shit? You know, I mean, basically he's I don't even know if he's bigger. I mean, he might be bigger weight-wise, but I don't think he might not be bigger height-wise than a Larry Johnson. And Larry Johnson was really like 6'5", and he even says it. And I've said this in podcasts before. It is what it is. They overhype people and say they're taller than what they really are. But I think in his case, he might be the 6'5", and that might be with the high top fade. You know, so maybe he's really like 6'4", you know, 285 pounds all muscle. So, yeah. Got to revert to some bullshit. I don't remember what these numbers on my sampler are anymore.
Yeah. So what do you want?
What I've always wanted is to watch you die.
Oh. You ordered the meatloaf. The brisket's really good here, only you'll never know it.
And I may have already said this, but I don't even think I did. The reason being I changed the name of the channel was there was a lot of people with certain names in the title of their channel that had more subscribers and less views than me on certain things. So I decided to change it to something because I do the cooking videos. If you haven't seen those, obviously, I know some people just listen to the podcast and other people just watch the cooking videos. I don't care what many other people say because I have only had one person say it, but it's very unique to have any type of video on the Apple Podcast app platform. So, and I don't want to get too much into logistics and all that stuff, but I may change the name on the Apple Podcast app. I don't know that I will. As of now, it's just up in the air. I will say I'm very close to reaching some of my goals with the podcast as well as the cooking videos. There are some other cooking videos that I would like to do, obviously. I just did the Scotch egg one. It didn't go so smooth. And that's the thing is sometimes I'll have a video and I'll knock it out of the park and it won't do that great. Or I'll knock it out of the park and I get real hyped up about it. So I did a good job. Then other times there's some little glitches here and there. I just started recording with a different, a lot of people record their stuff with a camera. I'm recording my stuff obviously with a camera, but I'm using my new phone's camera that has a lot better camera. And before I was using the iPod Touch, which is guys out there. There's a guy named Harry So out there. SOO. Check him out. Also, I think Brian Horseman. He's got Mad Horse Barbecue, and his father is also Tom Horseman, and that's Horseman without an E before the man, if you know what I'm saying. So I would check out their videos. That's another thing. Where I'm living, it's not a bad place to live or anything like that, but I wouldn't want to have a nice cooker, nice smoker, nice anything outside. Even my 150 retail grill that I paid $50 for brand new, I got it fucking chained up. But that's not the point. I'm not trying to make excuses for myself. I know I need to step up my game a little bit and get on the ball here. I would like to do some more barbecue stuff. I know that definitely brings in the masses and whatnot. I went to downtown to a guy where I had a lot of my stuff in pawn, in hock. They call it hock. Well, the store, this is mainly out too because my son. But he's got like 33 stores, and yeah, I've been playing it a while. And it's funny because they have Russian accents, but with my accent, it sounds like I'm Italian when I mock them. But they were asking me, what are you doing for money? But they're, I'm telling them, yeah. I was telling them where I work and everything. They're like, but you're not making the money, They sound fucking Italian, but they're Russian. But yeah, I don't know. I thought about getting back in the pawn game, but I'm liking what I'm doing right now, at least for right now. So I'll keep it at that. Check out these other podcasts that I previously did. Again, I haven't heard them in almost a year, so I don't even know. They're probably not even that good. Let's get to another one. Let's see here. Oh, nope. Here we go.
Where's my cat?
I killed your cat, you druggy bitch!
God, what?
Can't wait for this weather to break. I need to get back on the bicycle and get back on the trek. I mean, really get your mind working, put your head on a swivel, whatnot, and just get back on the ball. Everything these last couple weeks really took a lot out of me. I will say this: I watched the Cavs Philadelphia Sixers game highlights tonight, and I was really impressed that the Cavs stayed in the game and really gave it to them. Had a chance to win. It's kind of hard though when a few of your best players are out. Marquise Chris was out. I'm sure that's probably due to a suspension. Hopefully he didn't get some kind of injury and being assaulted by fucking Serge Ibaka. But then almost said Kevin. Kevin Love sat out. I don't know why. I know he played the last game. And yeah, I'm amazed. I love the Brandon Knight trade. And also gaining, well, I don't know if it's a trade or they bought out their contracts. And getting Marquise Chris as well. A lot of nice young talent. And we have something to look forward to. Yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll see where this draft goes. Check out the other podcasts. Check out the What's for Dinner cooking videos. I appreciate everybody out there that watches. Let me see if I have it. Oh, yeah.
Who the fuck said that? Who's the slimy little communist shit twinkle-toed cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant? Nobody, huh?
I will be putting more work in and fucking pushing out these fucking. I shouldn't say pushing out. I will be. Chug. I don't even know what the fucking. Yeah, I will be putting out some more podcasts throughout the following weeks. I'm going to try to at least get one out every week. Stick around, listen to the old podcasts, and yeah, I hope you guys have a great week. And I will see you soon. Have fun in your cubicle.
Hey, so what do you want?
That's the wrong one.
Can it be that it was all so simple then?
Guys, take care.
I remember the time. Can it be that it was all so simple then?
Ain't no changing what's left.
Can it be that it was all so simple then?
Because we all race against death.
Can it be that it was all so simple then?
Got me thinking, I remember the time.
Can it be that it was all so simple then?
Ain't no changing what's left.
Can it be that it was all so simple then?
Because we all race against death.
It's Hey guys, it's Shop Talk with Drew. I'm live from the Workbench again. Oh, it's the 16th of March. I really was hoping that I was going to have some better audio this week. Hooked up my D5 AKG mic and some other stuff, and I don't know. Just recording on this application sucks. And so no D5, still just the crappy headphones with the mic on them. I'm going to have to resort. If anyone else knows of a better way to record into a iPhone, just let me know. Really ridiculous, actually. I wish I could just turn off the mic setting and do it from there. Anyways, got a little guitar hooked up. I was, again, sorry about the audio. I thought it would sound a little bit. Haven't probably played a couple times in the last year or so. There's a burnout on it. Anyways, I know last episode I was referring to the New Orleans Pelicans as the New Orleans Hornets. I know, yeah, I got that wrong. I wasn't thinking. Actually, I was quite nervous. And, yeah, and actually, the Charlotte Hornets used to be my favorite team before they were renamed the Charlotte Hornets again. And I forgot somebody that came into the store when I wasn't there. I was, I think, on my off day. And it was I wasn't there or whatever, but Joe Bonamassa came in and he bought some old shitty, it actually had mildew in it, Samsonite luggage. Of course, he didn't even want to look at the guitars because he's got everything. And yeah, I hope everybody's enjoying all the March Madness that's going on. I know I'm digging it. This is most college basketball I've watched this week and last week. Trying to get these to you at least once a week, and I really was pretty busy this week, so I couldn't get around to it. But next week I don't have too much going on, so I'm going to try to get one going earlier on in the week. I was going to do it during, I was going to record last night during halftime of the Cavs game. It just looked terrible. And then after that, I just wasn't in the mood. And besides, I wanted to play some guitar for you. Tell you what some of the stuff I've played through. And today it's a 1986 Zola guitar, Zolla guitar. And I think they used to be out of Bakersfield, California. This one's a 7/8 guitar. Ebony fingerboard, highly flamed, maple neck, Strat, basically a Strat copy, Strat headstock, no logo. DeMarzia tuners, which are pretty expensive. It's got all this red anodized hardware on it. And it's 7/8 guitar, so it's a tiny bit smaller, 24 fret with fall away built into the fingerboard. And it's got a 70s Strat, not a knockoff one, but a 70s Strat bridge, which they're kind of expensive. The configuration is humbucker in the bridge, and then single coil actually in the middle. Since it's a 7/8, there's no room to have a neck pickup, and actually the middle pickup is slanted sideways, like a a la Steve Stevens, whatever. Before I get a little bit off subject, send me an email if you want. Shoptalkwithdrew@yahoo.com. Didn't really hear anything, but I was really surprised on how many people actually listened to last week's podcast. And I get some different recording applications. Things should start sounding better. I'd like to have a couple different mics for the amps and stuff like that, and actually talking to a fucking real mic instead of this one. It's pathetic. It doesn't sound that bad, but then I was doing a test recording today, and I realized my microphone, it wasn't picking up anything, so I had to resort to this. Anyways, on the bridge, it's a Seymour Duncan Trembucker with a red outer ring. Again, it goes with the red anodized parts. And then a red cover on a Seymour Duncan. It's a stacked humbucker. I can't remember. Either way, I'm just on the bridge position right now. But it's kind of trebly, kind of brittle. I'm playing through this running to 1985 Ibanez Metal Screamer. For all you out there, it's just a tube screamer. That's all it is. And I believe it has two, instead of one gain stage, it has two gain stages. Actually, I have two of them, but this one is set like on my rhythm. Right now, I don't have the lead one on right now, the hotter one. Had three of them at one point. And then going into a RV6 Boss, and then going into 1969, 1970 Fender non-reverb that I had a custom faceplate made from Mojo Tone, and that was like $70 with my name on it. but it's a blackface. So then I can't remember the company. I had another company make a speaker baffle for it, but they also put on grill cloth. Well, this guy would like soak them in cigarette butts and all kinds of stuff and get them to where they looked vintage. I had him give me actually the brand new one. And then, so it looks all like it's a 65. No Fender logo or anything. Nothing out of this world. Had a guy named, the only guy I would let work on my amps is a guy named Steve from Pulse Electronics, and I think he's up in Pataskala, Ohio. And he just put of course, he took out the death cap, and he just put a 3-prong power supply on it, and he recapped it, and then I think I had a broken volume knob, and he switched out some of the knobs. Everything, I got white chicken knobs on it now, so if I took it anywhere, no one would know what the hell it was. It's definitely a sleeper amp. Great amp. My favorite amp. I've kept through quite a few years. I've got other stuff, but I'm not going to mention it because there's no point. But, you know, we like talking, you know, grilling and pawn shops and NBA around here, you know, any kind of basketball. But hell, with the March Madness is the most I've seen college-wise all year long. I was watching the Celtics game the other night, and I think they went into 2 overtimes. It was 2 nights ago, I think. And was it the first overtime when Jason Tatum went down he had a layup and he got fouled on it, and he had one shot from the free throw line, which he didn't end up making. But it was great. The game was great or whatever. But they shot to the cameraman shot to a guy, and he's clapping and screaming, and then he puts his 2 middle fingers up, and they have to get rid of the, pan off to some other picture. I just thought that was great. What need I say more? This is a good game. The Celtics end up losing. I almost said Cavs. But it's like 9 o'clock here and Eastern time. So I knew I had to record because after 10, my neighbor will kill me. But anyways, the amp is got the trim off. The bass is almost at 12 o'clock. The treble's over, it's at 2 o'clock. And the bass is at 10 o'clock. And the amp is not quite at 12 o'clock. It's just too loud. And I don't understand why. Because I'm about 20 feet away from it, That's the neck pickup. You can tell that's the bridge pickup. And I forgot to mention, the body's pretty raw. It kind of looks like a Nuno Betancourt guitar. And it kind of looks like the Nuno Betancourt guitar of the first album, I think. But anyways, it's unfinished, which I really like. And I picked it up for $110 at a pawn shop. $110. They're the middle pickup. My boss at the time when I bought it, I took it back to where I worked at that largest pawn shop in the Midwest as far as sales floor goes, and we specialized in instruments. And he said, he was playing through it, and he said the pickup's worth $110, and I agreed. I was so happy. I went back to the guy because he just works in a little shop by himself, and he just threw it out there. I was actually interested in something else. I said, sure, I'll take it. And I thought I got such a good deal. I went to because I was going to pick up lunch with me and my wife anyways. This was on a Saturday. And I picked him up a Penn Station sub shop. Picked him up a sub. I was so happy with the deal, and he was happy. You know, free food is, you know, it's hard to come by when you're working by yourself. That's for sure. Or just food. I was gonna say I think it was the last Cavs game. The Zizic had a goal, and they called it. Wait now. Yeah, the Zizic. It was a goaltending. It was not a goaltend at all. You know, a lot of the times they get a lot of these calls right, but some calls especially goaltending calls, they get them wrong quite a bit. It just depends on the referee you got and what town you're in. And I'm not saying it's fixed because it's not fixed, but it's human error. But that's why they're there. And cheap guitar fixes. For like just around the household, I'd say probably one of the best things to have. And I was constantly asking this guy that was a jeweler that always had toothpicks when I worked in that store. I mean, he can fix strap buttons. He can do a lot of different things with them. Just stuff that's stripped out, holes that are stripped out. And there's different type of toothpicks too, and I'm not going to get too heavily on that. And then also Elmer's glue. You know, you can actually fill in with the toothpicks, strap buttons and stripped out holes, and just the best thing for. And you can also use it for a nut job. Also, I know a lot of people don't smoke anymore, but cigarette cardboard from the actual pack itself. You can shim necks. You can shim different things with it. It's an easy fix for certain things. And also business cards. I've cut purposely when I was shimming a neck. I would cut my business card when I worked at the pawn shop downtown because I would cut it. And then if anyone went back in it, which a lot of the hipsters and all these different people, DIY people nowadays, which there's a lot of them, they would see it. It's kind of a telltale where the guitar came from too. Just going over a couple different YouTube people I watch. A lot on the cooking side. This guy's pretty good to watch, and I like it because he has short videos and short informative videos. And it's Todd Toven. He has a lot of, I think, on the Yukon griddle. But anyways, I think the show is to make American griddle again, and that's hilarious because for a guy that like me, I don't want to be biased, but I think that's hilarious. Baby Back Maniac. I mentioned some others in the other episode too, and I won't mention them today. Russ Jones, Smoky Ribs, Barbecue, and I think it's Southern Cuisine. Eater, of course, that's a big, huge one. Is it binging with Babish or is it binging with Babish? And I think it's binging with Babish. That guy's great. Informative, funny. Also, Cowboy Kent Rollins. This guy's got quite a bit of. He's been on different TV shows and stuff like that. Does a lot with his cooker. Just fucking check him out. It doesn't matter. Cowboy Kent Rollins, and you probably have seen him before. Cosmos Q, and I like this guy. He plays with a lot of food. He gets a lot of it from his personal playground, the Wolf Pit. That guy's good too. As far as guitar stuff, I only listed a couple just because they're, these guys work on amps a lot of the time. They fix other things too. But that's kind of, I know about tube amps and desirable vintage amps and stuff like that. I know cheap little fixes, but I'm not, I'm definitely not an engineer in that regard. So guys like the guitarologist, And another guy I just found, let me spell that guy's name. The guitar lot. I can't even fucking pronounce it. But it's GUITOLOGIST. Guitar, whatever. Uncle Doug. This is a guy I just found recently. This guy's an older dude, but he builds shit from like scraps of stuff that he has sitting around, which I love. It's great to see that. On NBA, I watch a lot of NBA rebuilds and stuff like that. Six Rings of Steel. He's a young college kid. I was actually watching him since he was in high school for a few years. The last few years I've seen him. He's got a great channel where he rebuilds a lot of teams. He does challenges and he'll do collabs with other people. And for funny stuff, it's also NBA related. Troy Dan. It's spelled how it sounds. It's actually not even his name. He's pretty funny, Canadian guy. And more funny stuff. There's a few Irish folks. They'll do a lot of stuff where they're drinking American beer and they're playing different little games and stuff. And people send them stuff and they'll try it out. But it's are you having that? That is hilarious. And they got, and they got the gunshots going. I think that's pretty funny. Then you got Boogie 2988. Yep, Boogie 2988. He's funny. I kind of feel bad for the guy. He's going through his divorce right now. And then I unfortunately watch eating challenges, and I don't do them. And actually, I don't have a huge appetite. Sometimes I'll watch them, and I actually get really hungry. But Randy Santel, Wayne Algino, it's Algenio, and then Nathan Figueroa. I'm not going to spell it, and I actually didn't even write it down here. Jamie McDonald, he hasn't done anything for a long time. He's got a few different restaurants. I think he's in the Massachusetts area or something like that. But he's got like different styles of restaurants. He doesn't have like 6 restaurants that do the same thing. They're all different. And he was actually, one of his restaurants was featured on Dame Drops, which I like it, but it's not one of my favorites. A lot of times I don't even watch it. And Beard Meats Food. Beard Meats Food. English guy, yeah. I'm terrible trying to figure out the accent. Wasn't even thinking about that. So yeah, what was it, a week ago? Celtics clinched the playoff race. Donovan Mitchell, this is a week and a half ago, winning the slam dunk competition. Although Larry Nance Jr.'s dunk was better. He had a signal to replay it, and then that's when the crowd picked up how difficult it was. It just didn't look that hard because he did it so well. But, Donovan Mitchell's small. He's not small, but for him to do Vince Carter's dunk, okay, I get it. It's difficult. Extremely difficult. And, but him, Larry Nance Jr. finally getting to wear his dad's jersey number 22, and why it's still retired. I think that's great. Cavs fans did that. Yeah, so I was thinking about this last night, and I've thought about this before, but I never thought to say anything about it. It's the foreign NBA players, and I don't know if it's Teodosic or whatever. It's not just him. It's a lot of the foreign players. They need a haircut and or shave. I mean, it is terrible. I mean, yeah, you got guys from here like Alfred Payton. I just want to go and run up and cut his fucking hair. But you got these other guys. Come on. They're just, it's like, has anyone taught you how to shave? Think about it. I know you've seen it too. So, that's it basically. And, oh, Jesus, I'm so fucking parched. Yeah, and that's the, if you're wondering what that is, that's the beer with, you know, they put a little lime in there. I'm not going to say what it is. And today, I went even classier. I put a brown bag around it. You got, I was thinking about my interview when I first started, and this is over 10 years ago at the pawn shop downtown. And I'm not going to use anybody's real name or anything, but I went in there, and the owner, I didn't even realize it at the time. It was actually about a month later. I got a raise, $2 raise, because he didn't even look at my resume. Because I went from making like $15 an hour to making like $9 an hour and starting at this place. And so I got for the interview, and I thought it was going to be an interview. Well, he's on one side of the counter, I'm on the other side. And he goes, and I kind of dressed up too. Yeah, like corduroy, and it wasn't a flannel shirt, but it was similar. And he's like, yeah, okay, I don't even think he's seen that I worked at a music store before. But he goes, which I did in the south end of Columbus, which doesn't fucking matter. They were there for 20-some years. And he goes, do you mind the word fuck? That's how the interview started out. And we were just around everybody else. He was obviously busy doing something. He didn't care. He just wanted to hire some young kid that was cheap and he can, you know, torment and tell what to do at the time until he realized I had some knowledge of stuff. And he goes, I said, no, I don't mind the word fuck. And he goes, oh, that's good because there's a guy that works here that says it a lot. I said, okay, whatever. And he goes, go over to the other side of the store and introduce yourself to a guy named Brady and see if he likes you. I said, okay. So I went over there, I sat down and talked to him, and we got along really well. And I was there for about a half hour. And I went back. I can't remember if I even went back and said anything to him. But he was supposed to be for part-time. So I worked, you know, like 2 days a week. Come in the next week to work my 2 days a week, and he goes, why didn't you show up for the other days? I said, well, because you told me it was going to be 2 days a week. It's part-time, which was perfect for me because I was going to go to school at the time. And he goes, no, it's 3 days a week. I said, okay. So I worked my 3 days a week. Come back the next week. He goes, why didn't you show up all the other times? And I'm thinking, this guy is fucking crazy. And I was right. But he, so anyways, so I ended up working full time, which was good because that's what I wanted. And, you know, 9 years later, you know, the rest is history. And I remember one time I was working in there and this guy comes in and, you know, I was just learning about everything, but I was figuring out stuff because we had so much broken shit sitting around there. And he comes in, he brings in a blue voodoo head or whatever. And I think it's blue voodoo 120. I can't remember. I think there's a 60 120. It doesn't matter. Anyways, he just had a microphonic too, but this thing smelled like gasoline real bad. So, but he acted like it wasn't a big deal, and I said I can't do anything with it because, you know, I don't know if it's just that. It might be something else. And he said, okay. And actually, I was with the guy, and I walked it out into my car because the guy was going to throw it away. Went home, replaced it was just a 12AX7 microphonic tube, switched it out, played it, worked good, except for the gasoline smell. And I used a bunch of Goo Gone and other stuff, vinyl cleaner, trying to get this thing. And I did get the smell off of it, but eventually, I think within that week, I sold it on eBay for a few $100. Can't remember. And there's also a blue voodoo cab almost bought. The guy, there's a place here called Whitey Lunzar's. and he used to work there back in like the 70s or whatever. He was their amp tech. And I was going to buy the cabinet off him, but for some reason I just made a mistake, and I thought, and I even talked to another guy I worked with, I knew that some of them came with imminent speakers. Well, this one didn't have the imminents. I know the later, darker, the black ones had imminent speakers in it, and they'll even say it on the front. And I felt fucking terrible because I wasted this guy's time, but I think I drove all the way up to Pickerington and went to his like studio. That was in his garage, which was pretty cool because he had other stuff, but he was livid. But, you know, it wasn't what I was looking for. I was actually going to take him out and do something with him because I think at the time I had a Red Bear MK60 or whatever. And I had a 212 crate, which they're kind of hard to come by, the old ones. But it had Celestians in it, the white labels or whatever. But I was going to do something with it, make some project out of this shit. Kind of glad I didn't. Probably would have screwed that up. But, yeah, then later on in life, I knew the guy that started German Village, which was Whitey Lunzar's. And it wasn't who I thought it was Bill Foley. This other guy, he ended up working where I worked, and I no longer work there. But he was a luthier or whatever, and real knowledgeable and everything, real cool. So I got one thing going on. I'm thinking about going to YouTube TV, not the podcast or anything, just thinking about picking it up, because I could pick it up for like $35 a month for taxes, and then I know they say $39.99 or whatever. Well, I have all these Samsung TVs, which I love Samsung TVs, and I'm just really pissed that I have them because I can't screen mirror from my iPod or from my iPhone or from whatever, because we have Apple products phone-wise, and I can't screen mirror. So if anyone could, you know, I was going to stream to Apple TV. If anybody out there knows of some other devices that are good to stream to, I really wanted the YouTube TV because I can still pick up Fox Sports Ohio. It just depends on your location, what you can pick up and what you can't. But I can get all the NBA games on TNT, and, you know, the playoffs are coming up soon, so they're all going to be on ABC or TNT, and I can still get the local channel here where I can watch the Cavs. But the other Cavs, you know, I used to be able to pick it up before the digital conversion, and I lived in the same apartment complex back then too. I could pick it up just over. This fucking heater kicked on. I just realized that. I got to get some better recording applications here. If anybody has any suggestions, again, you can email me at Shoptalkwithdrew at Yahoo. And, you know, I remember I was playing some gig, and that's what the guy, he played. I don't even know if he played that. I did it right behind him, too. Like there's 2 bars or 4 bars later. I can't remember. Oh, no, it was right after it. So I went, he's pissed. Oh, well. Yeah. He's out in La La Land somewhere. But with that said, you know, I'm going to get some stuff going here. And I'm going to try to get this up on iTunes as soon as possible. And you guys have a good weekend. And enjoy all your March Madness. Shop Talk with Drew live from the Workbench. Okay, we'll see you guys.